Hello, Jamie from Inky&Scrappy, sharing with you today an ink road stamps design team make birthday screens using up those paper scraps. So I'm bringing in the Morticia stamp set today and then the Pop Art Sentiments. I just needed that happy birthday on the Pop Art one. I haven't decided exactly where I was going with this one, but I have all of these paper scraps from a card I made, or cards I made for class. I had all these, Halloween colored black and creams. And I was like, you know what? This would be great for kind of like a paper piecing one. And so I took Ink Road's sentiment dies and cut out a whole bunch of strips here. And then I've just added some score tape, or some thicker score tape, onto the front of a postcard panel, which just is an A2 size panel. It's just pre-cut, so it makes my life easier. And then I added them and kind of pieced them in back and forth and went that route with them. I probably should have thought it out a little bit better, and I did have that top one was crooked and it drove me nuts, and it still kind of drives me nuts, but that's okay. It happens, right? So just piecing in pieces here and there to make a full background panel. And then I'll bring in my trimmer here and I will cut it all down. So for this one, because they're a lighter weight, I just kind of lifted it up and butted it up against that top one so I could get an A2 size panel. I could have also ran it through my die cut machine with a bigger stitched rectangle die, but it worked this way just fine. And then I'm bringing in my stamps, kind of figuring out placement and seeing what I kind of want. I don't leave it like this. Yeah, it's, I was kind of thinking, well, I knew what I kind of wanted it to say, where I wanted it to go, and then I had to decide how I was finishing it. So I'm bringing in Morticia here, and I grabbed a piece of cream cardstock, treated it with some anti-static powder, and then I'm going to stamp it with my I started with the VersaMark, and then I went to the VersaFine because I was like, yeah, I wanted to do it in black instead. I had kind of gone back and forth in which one I was going to do, and when I decided to go black, I just went and grabbed the VersaFine in the Onyx black to make sure that even if I'm not a huge fan of black embossing powder, and I did it anyways, but it worked out this way. It didn't cover the whole thing the greatest, but because I had put it in black, it didn't really matter. So, and then of course I also brought in another scrap and kind of wiggled my sentiments in here and made them work. Stamp that in VersaMark, and then I'm going to set this with some Nuvo. I don't know, it's like a glittery off-white, so it's kind of like that cream color, and then it has that glitter and sparkle in it. And then I'm just going to heat set that, and then I'm going to take some random, I ended up like piecing together because I couldn't find the exact size dies that I needed for these, and I wanted a finished look. I hate trying to cut things out with my paper cutter when it comes to this because I'm not always straight, and so then it gets crooked, and so I like to use dies on those types of things. I just kind of shifted and moved those dies around to make them work with my sentiments. And then I'm just going to hand cut out Morticia here. I could have ran it through the Brother Scan and Cut, but this one is fairly simple to cut out. It doesn't have any nooks or crannies to get into. So I did bring in my little dies there, cut out my sentiments. I'm going to pop up Morticia here, and before I do that, I decide I wanted to, because there's some space in between, I didn't line them up perfectly, and so I brought in some Prisma glitter, and I just kind of rubbed it over the top with a fan brush here. This is one that I have on my desk for like cleaning up embossing powder off of things, and so it's a dry, clean brush. But that just kind of pushed that Prisma glitter into anything that might still be sticky. And yeah, it sticks to everything. Oh my god. You know how glitter I usually just let it fly into the wind. Today I did not. I brought in my Swiffer sweeper and put it into the garbage can, so most of it made it to the actual garbage can, and I didn't, fairy dust the air again, but sometimes it happens. So I'm bringing in some liquid adhesive. adhering Morticia on here. I kind of was playing with placement. I like the diagonal look as opposed to the, you know, straight up and down look. It just kind of makes your eye move across it a little bit better, I think. And so once I had that done, it was time for embellishment. It just needed something. And so I brought in a whole bunch of different options, and I wasn't really happy with any of them. I ended up, yes, I even brought in some of the Halloween ones. I thought the little eyes would kind of be cute. I had some black confetti, which the black confetti was probably going to win. I liked the option of the duller black. But I went and I was digging for embellishments for some other stuff, and I found these black pre-done swirls. These are old, close to my heart ones. The adhesive on them probably isn't the greatest anymore, hence why I usually use the glue as well, because, yeah, I have adhesive trust issues, especially with these types of things. I think they dry out over time, and so I do use the regular adhesive. I didn't use it on, sometimes I have to re-adhere the beads, or the gems, but the gems were sticking fairly good on this one, at least the parts that were on the card, so I didn't have to re-adhere any of the gems. So I'm just going to kind of trim this one off. I like putting these off of the page. I just think it makes that swirl look bigger. You can definitely use all the pieces that you cut off. As you will see here, I kind of like place it and add here and there and then add others. So you get more mileage out of that one swirly sticker. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But so I continue to add. I really think the gem swirls on this one just kind of made the whole card. I was in love with it when I was done. So I usually use as much of that as I can up. You know, I don't like to throw away those pretty little gem thingies. But so I finished that one up there, and then I decided that looked good. So I was happy with this one. Happy birthday. Scream if you need anything. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. Keep getting inky. Have a good one. Bye.